Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Today we are here with day number 8 of the Spring Around Ephemera Challenge. Got my handy dandy documents here. So day number 8, it's moi. I hope you guys have been enjoying the first week of these prompts that we've given to you. So my prompt for today is basket. So I actually have a video that I have recorded, but I haven't made it live yet. But I used a bunch of these like strips of scraps, and I feel like we all get these. So I had the idea to use these scraps, and I have just like a regular little paper bag here, and I'm gonna try and make something basket related out of this and this. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so to start, I'm just gonna cut a piece of this bag. You could also just use coffee stain paper or any other kind of paper, but I just didn't have any laying around. Shocker. Right, and right here. Okay, so we have that, and this is going to be my base. So the next thing that I'm going to do is take some of these strips, and I'm going to try and find like the longer skinny ones like these here. I'm not particularly concerned about pattern. So there we go. Try and find as much as I can that's kind of spring color-ish, but I may not have a lot because, like I said, I just used a bunch of these scraps for a different video, but let's see what we got anyway. Some of these are too short for what I'm trying to do, but I guess in the worst case scenario, we can still use them. All right, I think I pulled out a pretty good amount there. I'll keep the pile here next to me just in case. So what I'm going to do is, basket is my prompt. So I'm going to try and do some paper weaving. And I've done this, in like the 90s, I made a bunch of coasters out of magazines using like the weaving technique. So I haven't refreshed myself on it or anything, but I'm just going to try and do what I think. So you just saw, I'm just adding a strip of glue right to the edge there. And then I'm just going to start stacking these. And I only put glue about 1/2 inch on the edge there. I don't want to fill it entirely with glue, because if you do, then you won't be able to weave your papers. So I'm just putting a little glue there on the edge, just enough to hold these pieces down while I get the weaving done. And I think this is going to be kind of fun. Cool. So there we go. And I didn't cut my paper so straight yet, but I'm kind of lining these up with the bottom paper so that they're kind of like straight in that sense. And we need one more. And there we go. Okay, so now that's what we have so far. Now I think we need to have paper going across. So I'm gonna just make sure these all stay down. This glue is a little bit different than it's the clear one, and I don't usually use the clear one, but I'm trying to like get it out of the way so that I can get back to the white glue that I like. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of these other strips, which it looks like I am gonna need more. How many did I use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 3. Well, let's see. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to each one of these strips because I don't want to make a mess. And I'm just going to start popping these down. And I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm going to leave about an inch so that we have the first like that. You see what I'm saying? So leave about an inch. You don't have to start all the way over at the edge. Leave about an inch. And then, oh, you know, I might not need more because the weave is going to like spread out. So you'll see. You'll see what I'm saying in a second here. So I'm going to estimate about another inch like that. And let's see, pop this one in here. So you'll use less strips on one side, obviously. So there we go. Okay, so now that we have these all down, now I'm going to start trying to do a weave. So I'm basically just going to start alternating the papers like this, over under kind of situation. So over under like that. Very good. And then here we'll do the same, but let's alternate it. So this one is going to go over, so that means this one will go under, over, under, and this last one goes over. And then we can't get it under because that bottom, we glued it down, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll do this one under, over, under, over, and under. Okay. All right. It looks kind of baskety. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over because I need to get more of these all glued down. So I'm just going to turn it over and add some glue to the squares so that my pieces stay in place. And I'm not like too worried about every piece having glue at this point because I'm going to sew mine. But if you are not going to sew yours, then you probably want to make sure that you glue. You could probably glue them down as you weave them. So like this. And then next, I want my paper trimmer. And let's trim the edges on these, make it straight. Go. So this is what we're left with. Now, I guess at this point you can decide if you want to like maybe fold this in half and then it could be like a little journaling card like that, like you just unfold it, or you could cut it and turn it into 2 tags. I think I want to fold it in half, so I'm not going to cut it down any further than this. I am going to run this over to my sewing machine, and I'll show you guys how I sew it in just a second. All right, friends, so here it is all stitched. And you can see here the way that I did it, I just stitched down and then back up on the other strip. So lengthwise, all of the strips have a stitch down, which also keeps the ones that are going this way in place. So none of those are going to move. And it kind of doubles as journaling lines on the inside. So I thought that was pretty cool to do it that way. So that's how that looks. Now I'm just going to fold it in half. You can burnish it if you want to. I'm just gonna wing it. And then like so. And then we have a little journaling card. And then I have these little flowers. I might just add a couple here and there. Let's see. So I have this yellow one. This one might just be big enough for the whole. Put a little glue, paper flowers. And I will put this like right here. And you can see how simple and fast that was. And the little scraps that were left over from the, you know, when I cut the edges, I just threw those away because they've served their purpose now. So there's no need to keep, you know, it'll be a never-ending cycle of scraps if you just don't stop it at some point. Awesome. Cool. So that is my little prompt for basket. I did the little weave using scraps. You have a cool little journaling card now for tucking inside of your, in a pocket in one of your pages in your book. So hope you guys like this one. So let's see. It looks like tomorrow, day number 9, we're going back to Lori. And her prompt tomorrow is going to be garden. So make sure you guys check out Lori. She's coming up right after me, and that will be tomorrow. So you guys can see what she's going to do for her prompt, garden. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're liking these so far and having fun. And as you can see, it doesn't have to be something terribly complicated. It didn't take very long to do it all. So yeah, I hope you guys have fun, and that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.